What is up, Hardcore Nation? It's Hardcore Christopher here, and you've read the title right. I'm going to attempt to do an all-day live stream. Um, so yeah, into it. Last night, I did a short video. I believe it's about 3 minutes, where I just called out Roasted Studios, and I have invited her to appear on this live stream. But let's let's talk about some wrestling, shall we? And there's literally nothing to talk about. So, here's the problem that I have with Roasted Studios. I don't agree with her, and I do not like her. I don't even watch her, even though for some odd reason she keeps on showing up in my feed. And I just keep on passing her videos because they're a bunch of garbage. They're a bunch of garbage. Allow me to explain. Okay. She says she may read medical articles. She may read articles by physicians. She may read articles by experts in the field of abuse and everything like that. But she has no basis. She doesn't know what she's talking about. That's the problem. The other problem is that all these videos that she is making, in fact, when she joined YouTube, it was in 2017. When all these videos about the Green family are coming out after the death of Michael, Kim, Jen, and Charlie's dad. I don't like that. Why do I not like that? Because it sounds like to me she's exploiting someone's death that for just views. That's the only way she knows how to make views is to go after people and call them abusers. In fact, I believe I watched a video yesterday just to see how big of a hole she would dig herself in, and she called Charlie a scapegoat son. What's the definition of a scapegoat? The definition of a scapegoat is you blame everything on one. Okay. Let's say someone eats a jar of peanut butter. You get confronted about it and you blame someone else. That's a scapegoat. You know, was Angry Grandpa abusive? I honestly don't think so. Allow me to explain. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. However, I do not think he was abusive to his children. Okay. Because, you know, I don't like abuse, I don't condone it. But, you know, you know, here's the problem with Roasted Studios. Okay, she said that Michael locked his nephews in a room and scared them. Okay, that's psychological. Okay. So if that's psychological abuse by having a nephew play a rated M game and getting the ever loving crap just scared out of him. Okay. So here's the thing. Here's the problem I have with that. Fact is, kids get scared. It happens. Okay. So, number one. She says that, you know, Michael took down her channel for no reason. Really? Because the last time I checked, making disparaging remarks against a family member or against them personally would give me enough to strike someone, would give me enough to strike her channel and take it down. Because that's just straight up bullying. Okay, I've mentioned this. She says one of her big things is hashtag, what about the abuse? Well, what about the people you go after? What about the people you go after? I mean, I don't make any profit off of these videos. But you say that the Green family recorded abuse for profit. I don't think so. Okay. She also says that one of Michael's nephews has Asperger's. Hmm. Asperger's. Let me tell you something. You see what I just did to you see what I just did with my eyes? I look to the left, which is a sign that I'm lying. I honestly do not think that Angry Grandpa abused his children, or Tina for that matter. Here's the thing. In Roasted Studios, I want you to come in so we can talk. You know, she calls people Monopoly. And she says people in the Monopoly what I get so sick and tired about Roasted Studios is there are people that have went through abuse, but yet she's barking up the wrong tree, because yes, Angry Grandpa may have gotten a little out of control, but I don't think he meant to. Allow me to explain. I have read the Angry Grandpa bio, and he was diagnosed with bipolar. He's bipolar. So, with that being said, Angry Grandpa can go from nice to mean in a second. But you just don't make videos criticizing people that you think are abusers when you really have no proof. That's the problem. You know, you know, I wish I could show you guys clips. In which, but I don't know if our internet's working or not. Let me see. The mudroom and the washroom, so we're starting to get some trim on, some windows, so we can start some. You know. You know, it infuriates me because she's going after a man that she doesn't even know. Again, we see what goes on when the camera what goes on when the camera's off. I've said this in my comment section. Michael loves his family, but people keep on saying that Michael's an abuser. I don't see it. You can't show me a video and it's not working. You cannot show me a video that says that is 100% proof that Michael is abusive to his nephews, to his dad, to his brother, to his sisters. You can't. Because the videos, quite frankly, don't exist anymore. They may have been up at one point in time, but they're not anymore. They are not there anymore. I feel because those were like the break.com days. Michael, it is true that Michael, Charlie, Kimberly, Jennifer, it's true that they have stories of their childhood. And I was talking to someone yesterday who insists that the Greens are abusers. Okay. May I remind you that not only did Angry Grandma die like 7 months ago, but you're not helping matters by going after the family and calling them abusers, because all you're doing is making enemies. I'm going to tell you this right now. All you're doing is making enemies. Okay? That's all you're doing. And if you don't believe me, if you think that Michael would strike your channel for no reason, lady, I think you're insane. I think you're insane. And it's not just the Greens. You go after people that you do not know. And you would not care to know them on a personal level. All you want your fan base to know is these are abusers. These are abusers, and I want you to think that they're abusers because they are. Well, here's an idea. Why don't you travel to South Carolina and interview Mike and Bridget and everyone that's ever knew the Green family, whether people want to believe this or not, it's their priority. And I'm not going to stop them. But whether people want to believe this or not, Michael loves his family. Michael bought his dad a 55 Chevy. Michael bought his dad a house. Michael did everything for his dad. He is helping he is helping to raise his nephews when he doesn't have to. He is also he also cries on camera. In fact, why don't you just go watch the video called R.I.P. Angry Grandpa. Okay, the videos are funny. I respect Kimberly. I respect Jennifer. I respect Bridget. I respect Grandpa. And I respect Michael. I don't respect Charlie. And you want to know why? Well, let me tell you why. I do not respect Charlie because of one reason. Once an addict, always an addict. And if you don't believe me, like I said, no one forced Charlie to take a pill. No one forced Charlie to take LSD. Charlie chose that on his own. Now was Angry Grandpa addicted to alcohol and pain pills? Yes. And Angry Grandpa, that's what made him so much fun to watch. You never knew what he was going to do next. I mean, if you look at the if you watched the series of videos called Lights Out, which is a compilation of videos where instead of using the light money that Michael gave his mom chose to go Christmas shopping. And you can understand why Angry Grandpa would be upset. I mean, it was freezing cold. It was December, the coldest month of the year. And all And all you have to say is abuse. Honestly, leave the Green family alone. Like I said, you don't know them personally. You don't know them. And I guess you never will. Do I know them? No, but I know them. I know them enough to realize what you're accusing Angry Grandpa Michael and Kim and Jen and Tina and I think I said it. Oh, let's not forget about Bridget. Let's not forget about Bridget here. She says that Bridget is abusive. Here's what I have to say. Yeah, right. Just, yeah, right. Do I think that those videos... Do I think that Roasted Studios doesn't know what she's done? Very so. Very much so, guys. Very much so. Allow me to explain. Allow me to explain. You see, there is one particular reason, and everyone makes mistakes. Families are dysfunctional. I know I live in a dysfunctional family. I know people that live in a dysfunctional family. And sometimes dysfunctional families do not get along. But hey, you don't go back to the time when Angry Grandpa was a kid. You just focus on his children. And you know what? Here's the problem Here's the problem that I have with Roasted Studios calling Charlie a scapegoat. Okay. Charlie chose to do drugs. Last time I checked, if someone chooses to do something, they're not a scapegoat because they chose to do them. Just like Charlie chose to bite the hand that fed him time after time after time. And in fact, Michael even says in his video titled "The Truth About Charlie Chill," when the cops showed up, he did not know. that Charlie was a drug addict. You know, and people say, but Michael, he he grew up with Charlie. He lived with Charlie. Here's the problem. You can live with someone and not even know what they do. True. Michael lived with Charlie, but just because he lived with Charlie when he was a child does not mean that Charlie was a drug addict back then. It may have been, well, Charlie was a very bad alcoholic. Alcoholism, drug abuse, does not mean they were abused. You cannot call Charlie a scapegoat when he chooses these things. Charlie even refuses to get help. That's how bad of an addict he is. I've said this time after time after time. Once an addict, always an addict. An addict, and here's the thing, an addict doesn't come to the realization that he needs this drug or that he needs this alcohol to survive. No, it's a slow process. It may start with one drink. One drink turns into two. Two turns into four. 4 may turn into 6. 6 may turn into 10. 10 may turn into 13. And you want to know the type of man that Angry Grandpa is? He's the type of man that got custody of his daughter's kids. He's the type of man that would give his life for any one of his family members. In fact, I believe it was Kim that said that she and Jen were, I believe it was sexually abused by one of Charlie's friends. That proves how sick of an individual he is. And even though Michael, Kimberly, Charlie, and Jennifer came from a rough childhood, they came up they became good people with the exception of Charlie. Now was there verbal abuse with Tina? Yeah, but you know what? You know what? They were married for 30 freaking years. And something tells me that Tina knew that angry grandpa was bipolar, so you cannot blame it all on him. You cannot blame it all. And like I said, the definition of a scapegoat is blaming someone that's in trouble on each other, on someone else. Oh, and about JC getting scared, um, if that's abuse, then I guess we're all being abused because horror movies use the exact same tactic. They lure you into a false sense of they lure you into thinking that you're safe, and when you're not, bam, they get you with a scare that scares you out of your seat. So, Roasted Studios, you didn't show up? I'm leaving this live stream now. I have come to the realization that I can't keep this up all day and talk about you. Because now that I've gotten everything off my chest, I want to see what you're going to say about it. Hardcore Christopher. Keep it hardcore, everyone.